Alrighty, hello my friends. Good evening. Hello. Hope you all doing well. Missed the new Airstream. See my new wig, my new hairdo. Just kidding. Hello, Gundamhaku hype. Hello, Emerade. How's it going? Captain Mal. Hello. ODM, hello, buenas noches, Captain Mike, how are you doing? Sean, just here to drop the sub. Oh, gonna lurk. Thank you for the sub. Sean, thank you for the 31, and hope you're doing well as well. Fede Feo. Hello. The Adept, hello. Lamp with the 28, thank you. Oi, William, how's it going? Alright, so, exciting build today. Long-awaited Gundamhaku by SINGAKBD with an officially licensed crossover with Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. The design is inspired by the Strike Gundam from the series. And so let's check it out. So okay, so here is the case, and here is the key set. So as you might know already from the details shown in the form, or if you would like to also check the official pages for it, there is information here. I'll post it in the chat here and here, but basically if you go to the pages, I'll actually I can show it on the screen here. You know, if you go to the website, to SINGAKBD website, it'll show you all the details, but you know, it comes in two different colorways: a white e-coat, or sorry, not e-coat, I think it's powder coat version, and a blue anodized version. And you know, it's a Kohaku design with a multi-finish weight that accentuates the design of the Strike Gundam, as well as extra badges, and you know, you'll see photos and such over here. And then if you go to the group buy page, you'll find details about the bundles available. So previously we had the first come first serve early bird bundle, I believe is now sold out. So this was through SINGAKBD and through KLC. So that was on the 17th, so about a week and a half ago. And that basically consisted of a $790 bundle that basically was a discounted price for the keyboard kit and the all-in-one key set, which is the key set that we have here. So tonight, right now, ongoing as of last night, we have the 48-hour raffle, so there's still 24 hours left to this particular raffle, and that's for the Strike bundle and the keyboard only kit. Those are available here at the price of $830 and the price of $640 respectively, and you can see all the details for the rest. For the Strike Edition keycap kit, they got 8X105, X105, and you can see all the details here, and these are keycaps manufactured by GMK, and you can also look at the web page here for the key set. So that's, you know, the base kit that's being offered, and there is, you know, novelties with UV print and double shot, and you also have accent kits here for like rows and different arrow keys and so on. So you can make, you know, various combinations depending on what you might like. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So so we have those here. So let's get it out of the case. So this is what the carrying case looks like. It basically has the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed logo on the front, or on the top rather. On this side you have the carrying handle with little zipper tags that have the SINGAKBD logo. On the other side you have the little Sotsu Sunrise logo as well. And then here, let's open it up. So on the inside, you have a flap that divides the keyboard case from the rest of the accessories. So obviously, depending on what accessories you get, you'll get different items. But for the unit that I'm going to be building today, let's see what we have. So I have some extra bolts. We have gaskets and bump-ons, keyboard feet. And then we have a small thank you card that has the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed logo and SINGAKBD that says thank you. And then it'll have information regarding screws on the VIA, Instagram, Discord, and you know, authenticity for the keyboard. And then inside you'll also find the authenticity certificate card, which comes like follows. And then, you know, through KLC and through their authenticity system, you'll have a QR code that basically verifies that. Pretty neat. And then we have a, I believe, a custom-made PCB for this occasion. A really cool white silk screen with red and blue accents. Red, blue, and black accents here on the Kohaku koi fish. And then this PCB is designed by Zykes. And you'll find the same kind of accents on the back, but pretty nice. It has compatibility for what I can see here is a 7U spacebar and ANSI. So for this is a hot swap PCB, so you'll have ANSI left shift, enter, and then you have split backspace capable, and then stepped and regular caps capable as well. And I do not see any LED features, but there are some, I believe, underglow features as well. So pretty cool. No solder fumes tonight, unfortunate. But nonetheless, the hot swap PCB has pretty much everything that you need in terms of compat if you're an ANSI user. For the plate, looks like I've gotten only a FR4 plate. Typically, I've built in the past, you know, Kohakus with an aluminum full plate, but FR4 plate is a pretty underrated choice. So with, you know, the universal compatibility for the plate at least. So obviously if you pair it with a solderable PCB and such, you can have different layout options. Okay. So, provided to me by KLC, I have these BSUN Taichi linear switches that we're going to be using. And some Staebies, I think. These are Staebies, right? Yeah, these are some nylon Staebies that we can use. But if you guys have a preference for a different switch, we can also try them at the end, if time allows. So Hope you had a nice vacation with all the cats. Nihon Jam, I did. I loved our vacation with all the cats. It was really great. For those who don't know, I was away in Turkey for a short vacation, and if you don't know, Turkey has a lot of cats, and they're basically free roaming and loved by the residents of Turkey and taken care of. Like, what's really cool about the cats in Turkey is that they're taken care of. Like, there's food and water for them everywhere, and they're really taken care of, and people love them. And they're pretty friendly too, especially like in the bigger cities. Obviously, you know, they're street cats, so they can be wary of people a bit, but overall, I would say they act fairly friendly towards people. So inside the carrying case, we have this strap bag. It's very nice and soft, and a nice dark blue. And the unit we got today is it true that people drink late coffee in Turkey? I would say yes. They drink late coffee and tea in Turkey quite a lot, because it's kind of the norm for people in Turkey to have coffee or tea after the meal. Like, not during, but after the meal. And so, yeah, I would say in Turkey people drink a lot of coffee and tea after meals. So a late coffee and tea is not rare at all, I would say. Yeah, you pinged in Singa? Oh yeah, I don't mind. Of course, the more the merrier. It's fine. Okay, so we have the white unit here. Pretty normal in Europe too. Yeah, it's like people are just completely fine about the extra caffeine intake here. Looks like the gaskets are pre-installed in this case, so I don't think I'll have to install gaskets. But here we have the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed logo and the SINGAKBD logo on the inside. It's actually been a while since I've built a Kohaku, I would say. I mean, I'm sure the build experience is largely the same, but it's definitely been a minute for me. And so, you know, Kohaku side profile, pretty typical. And the back is the same as you know it, except for this little badge. Let me actually be a little bit more careful and zoom in on it. Sorry, there's a little fur from the little strap bag, but there's our little double finish stainless steel polished and sandblasted badge on the back. How is this mounted? This one is mounted with a bolt on the interior side. Just a singular Torx bolt over there. And then, you know, on the inside, the logos are just engraved, right? And then the back, finally. So obviously we currently have the little protector. But look at that. Beauty. So we have polished accents for the features of the head of the Strike Gundam. And then we have a sandblasted stainless steel weight. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. How is the powder coat compared to E-coat? Oh, I'll talk about it in just a second. Yes. So, and then on the front side, there is an engraving that says Strike. Very cool as well. And that's about it as far as custom features from the Kohaku design go. You have inner engravings, and then outer engraving on the front side, and then the badge on the back side. And of course, the custom weight system here for the interior and through the case. Sorry, for the exterior of the case rather. But very nice. So I do want to talk about the finish. So this this is powder coat, and I will be frank with you, it is very nice. It is fine. Like, it's a fine powder coat that I can feel right now. Like, it's this, like, if I didn't know that anodizing, can't like achieve like white like this, I would not know that this is like coated. That's how fine it is. It's really good powder coat. It's super fine. It's super nice. It's very, very nice powder coat. Like, it's super, super fine. It's in terms of the white, I think it's a pretty nice pure, like, you know, purish white. But it's very, very fine. Like, the sandblasting, like the blasting on this is like not very gritty, still feels very smooth to the touch, and you know, very much comparable to what anodized boards can look like. And so it's very, very nice. So if you're eligible to participate in the Gundamhaku raffle, right, and you're torn between blue, anodized, and the white, frankly, the finish on this is so good that I wouldn't be too concerned about, let's say like you're like, oh, I only get anodized boards. This powder coat is really good. It's really nice. Is this similar to Beloved coat? I don't know, actually. I'm assuming yes, but I actually don't know. I've never touched the Beloved units. So I think, were there the Beloved units at Seoul? I don't remember. Like, it's been a while now. But yeah, it's very, very clean. Yeah, no, it's a nice powder coat. I personally would be averse to getting powder coat or e-coat myself, because I know, like, like it can chip or this or that, and you normally tends to have a much rougher texture to them, like almost like gritty, like kind of like sandpapery. But this one, it doesn't feel like that at all. It's very nice. Similar to like how like really nicely done Cerakote can also feel super nice. It's like that. It's really nicely applied. Anyway, so that's the board at a glance. Now, let's move forward. It looks like I won't be needing this for now. And let's check out powder coat is what is used in car wheels, so it should be durable. Oh yeah, I mean, powder coat is used in so many different applications, so generally speaking, durability is very good on powder coat. But like, it's like just like any coating methods, it's a user and technique dependent thing. So like, it's like the end result can be so variable, and same with anodizing, right? You've seen some bad anodizing and some good anodizing out there. Anyway, so let's go with the key set now. So the key set looks like this. Has the Gundam Seed logo, GAT X1, GAT X105, Strike Edition, and the figure. And then on one side, SINGAKBD and KLC Hobbyist Playground. On the other side, pretty much the same. And now packaging, you have the Strike Gundam here at the front. And again, the name of the set. And the back has a full-sized, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed logo. Oh, look at this, like, nice little detail. Wait a minute, this is so cool. I just noticed. Even the small flaps have a silhouette of the Gundam. Isn't that so cool? So cool. Explain licensing and why not available worldwide. Well, you know, licensing is complex, but essentially it's limited to the countries it is limited to because in this case, you know, Sotsu Sunrise and Bandai have limited, you know, sales for this to be done. Oh, okay. So the set is, I guess it was opened before, so it's pretty disorganized. And it's been taped. Was this, whether it was KLC or the reviewer, Owl, I'm not sure, but it's a little messy. And yes, the license to Gundam are held by different companies in different countries, indeed. Just like it works with other things in life in terms of licensing. But this, you know, could this be a regular GMK experience if I didn't find my keycaps in all kinds of weird ordering? This is genuine GMK. Like, this is how you know it is GMK. I mean, it's just the trays, really. But it's obvious that it's arranged like this because someone was messing around with it, right? So in terms of colors, we can, I think, I'm not sure if these are custom colors or not, but I can maybe bring a color ring here. So I do think some of these are maybe stock colors, or actually, I'm not sure. Is it close? It's pretty close to V4 blue here. The legend looks like WS1. And the legend for this one kind of reminds me a lot of like Honeywell, where it has, well, technically it has WS1, I think, base probably here. So where's WS1? WS1, yeah, WS1 right here. Actually, wait, is this? No, it's wider than WS1. Is it WS2? Oh, my WS2 is yellowed. Is my WS2 here not yellowed? I have two of them. Oh, this WS2 is not as yellowed, I think. It's kind of close to WS2, but it's not WS2. It's actually a little tone warmer. It's less warm than WS1, but warmer than WS2. From what I can see here. Maybe my WS1 is yellowed though. Elaine confirmed WS1. Oh, okay, so it is WS1. Yeah, then mine is probably slightly yellowed. You can see some yellowing on my chips here. It just happens. All right, cool. So WS1 for the base. The gray is kind of similar to the one I've seen on on Honeywell. Pretty cool. And I think the red looks like P3 to me. So let's take a look here. P3 red is pretty close to this, I think. Yeah, this is P3 red. P3 red. So, yeah. WS1 Legends on these. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, so that should be okay. It's like dust everywhere. Just gonna put the set away here just for the base kit. Keep those hands BNIB. And then here are some of the accents. So I believe this is the novelties kit. Obviously it's been opened already. So just carefully try to get this out of here. These are the novelties. We can take a close look at some of these. Gotta go. Baby woke up, catching the VOD. Oh, good luck. So here we have an enter key with the Mobile Suit Gundam Seat logo. This one is UV print. I think this strike one is actually double shot. So some of these are double shot, and some of these are UV print. So this one is double shot as well. So we got a mix of double shot and UV print things. This one is probably double shot as well. Nice assortment of mixed novelties, but I would say, so anything that you see with very fine lines and very small distances between the lines are probably going to be UV print. And then here we have the yellow ones. I don't know too much Gundam lore, I'll be honest with you. I like watch like Gundam Wing back in the day, and I don't think I know too much about Gundam Seed, to be honest. And I did I like got into like original Mobile Suit stuff for a bit, but never really got into it too heavily, so it's actually a little bit outside of my expertise. I only know about like the figurines a little bit, and then that's about it really. Okay, so here we have the accents as well. So the accents here, again, slightly disorganized, but here we have I guess these are katakana, right? Legends. So there's a red numero, there are some yellow arrows and F-row keys and enter and whatnot. So we have some, and then we also have some extra top row keys for like numpad and stuff if you do that, for if you decide to use this key set on something else like a TKL or like a full size. Gundam alert? Yeah, kinda. You could kind of argue that that's the case. I've only watched almost all the UC installments. Oh, I see. I see. I don't know Seed lore either. It doesn't make sense. All disconnected. Wait, what doesn't make sense? Sorry. Is the lore is disconnected? Is that what you're trying to say, David? I don't know too much about. Oh, he left. I'm gonna go eat now. If Wi-Fi will jump back on. Okay. Have a good meal, Mr. Nihon Jam. Harry Potter theme and keyboard key set when? With the person at the helm, I'm not sure if anyone's gonna want to do that. As we know, at least, you know, I don't want to bring too much of my personal opinion there, but yeah. I can't imagine that happening, and if it does, it might be a little bit of a violation of human rights or something like that. So, all right, let's get building. Adidas keyboard when? I don't know. Why don't you do it, Mr. Captain Mike? I trust you can do it. What happened to custom commission K-pop boards? I'm pretty sure maybe custom commission K-pop boards died after people started paying $1,993 for them. And the regrets settled. The set in, sorry. Okay. The buyers all grew up? Yeah, perchance. Staebies. I haven't worked with Staebies in a little bit too. They're nice stabs. They are a little bit more finicky with tolerances, but overall, once you work with them a few times, it's not so bad. You just gotta be a little bit more sparing on how much lube you use. So spacebar, shift, enter, and backspace. 2, 3, 4. I need to build a twice board. Aren't there a few twice keyboards out there? I feel like I remember seeing a bunch before. So I can have them sign it? Yeah, do it. Do it. That sounds cool. Do you go to a lot of concerts, Cole? I actually don't know. I know that you're like big into music, but I don't know if you're like big into concerts too. Never been to one? Oh, okay. I don't know. I made a bold statement the other day that the keyboard hobby was making a comeback. What are your thoughts? My thoughts about the keyboard hobby? I feel like the keyboard hobby has ups and downs, just like everything out there. I mean, naturally, hobbies have some amount of ephemeral or like temporary nature because people move on from them themselves. Like, it's not like hobby is you know, it's like it's organic sort of growth also has like organic like outputs. And so I feel like we've seen cycles of people coming in and going out. And so there was this big kind of like inflection point, like especially like during the pandemic when everyone was like caught inside and like wanting to upgrade their home setups and whatnot, and mechanical keyboards became a big part of the spotlight for that reason. But I think a lot of those people have kind of lost the interest in keyboards, right? But I mean, as much as that has deflated, and as much as we've had like economic things too happening, like tariffs, you know, for like, you know, like U.S. spenders, for example, like U.S. based people, right? Like things have shifted in the economic sense too, so that has also maybe caused rifts in like how many people are in and out. And then, you know, you've also had like the whole vendor thing, like where some vendors have failed over the years for various reasons, or exited the scene for various reasons. But I mean, it will eventually, I think, come back. Like, you know, like things will grow again at some point organically. I would say things are, generally speaking, like if you go to like mech market, or like if you look at the market in general, like I would say keyboards have kind of achieved some amount of equilibrium in some sense. Like a lot of stuff like is more normal to see under like retail cost, whereas there was a time when that was not quite the case. So personally, I would say, is it making a comeback? I'm not sure. Not necessarily, like in every regard. I would argue that there are certainly a lot of new ideas and products that have kind of made it into the scene that previously would have been deemed impossible, and like you can attribute some of the accomplishments of that to the growth that we saw during that pandemic period. But now, like you can't say that you can accomplish the same numbers that you accomplished like back in the pandemic, right? Like you can't do that now. Like, you can't run a project and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell like this absurd high number of items. Like, I don't think that's clearly the case, or like we're not really recovering enough to like see those numbers again right now. But there's definitely like more new products and more new ideas kind of coming back into, you know, development and seeing them in production, so which is cool. So yeah, it indicates some amount of stability. But yeah, I'm not sure about, I think comeback would be maybe not the best word for it, but I mean, I'm sure we'll see more growth as time goes on. Everyone got their desired boards during the COVID and left. Yeah. Ephemery. Hinker, hello. Thanks for the 43. I said twice and Hink comes. Besides another period like COVID, work from home, what could possibly cause another surge in the hobby? Surge? I would say it's gotta be something that connects to more mainstream or like current events. Like I would say something that gets into like mainstream news media outlets would probably cause an interest in the hobby. Like a big feature in some big mainstream media outlet would probably cause that. Whether it is of something good or bad is hard to say, but like a product maybe that becomes like a phenomenon could cause that. That would be a little bit of like luck and timing. I think with the way the world is right now, that seems less likely at the moment, but something like that could always be a catalyst. What else could really catalyze a big surge? I mean, like, products like this can catalyze it, like collaborations with well-known like owners of specific IP or like specific, you know, brands or like worlds that have been built over many years, and there's like a fandom, and the fandom follows, and if the fandom follows, other people will follow because they're like, oh, I heard about this, and then it's kind of a little bit of a chain reaction. But I think we are currently, like, state of affairs of the world is that I feel like people in general are trying not to be as big on spending on items like this. So I think for a little bit at least we'll see a little bit of a lull. Yeah, like it seems unlikely unless desktop use goes up again. Yeah. I mean, and it's not like, I mean, think about this. It's not like currently building a desktop is that friendly. So I don't think, so I mean, it's well connected to tech and like pricing of hardware and whatnot too, right? Like, have you guys looked at the price of RAM? And like all that kind of stuff? Like, it's kind of crazy. RAM and storage and that kind of stuff like has, again, sort of gone up and stuff, and it's not like affordable. So it would be less likely for that reason too. And it's not like, I mean, tech also, optics on tech industry has also not been particularly favorable, and this hobby is very intricately connected to the tech world. So if the tech world has negative things going on, I think keyboards will suffer from it inherently. Like, I would say it's impossible to completely separate those two things. If the tech world isn't doing too well, keyboards will not do that well, I think. I relate the keyboard hobby to historic growth of the skateboard hobby, where it's not a common day thing. Keyboard stores are popping up in different countries. There's not that many, though. Like, brick and mortar stores? I think that's the hard part. Like, brick and mortar stores and then keeping them open and in relevance and past, like, the enthusiast level stuff is not easy. Like I was thinking about this, right? Like, I was like drinking a coffee and like I was thinking, like, you know, like, let's say like you're like a baker, okay? And bakers can, you know, in at least in the world of baking and cooking, like, you can cook. There's so many things you can make, right? And just because you do it as a hobby doesn't mean that doing it as a business will be easy, right? Because at the end of the day, there's going to be just people just like you who started baking or cooking as a hobby, and then they're like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna make this my job and I'm gonna like open a store, right? But then when you open a store, then you have to consider the idea of like, how do I approach people out there who randomly walk by in front of my store and convince them to walk in, check out my wares, and buy them, right? But the problem is, not only are you competing for relevance for yourself, like for your own store, but you're also competing for relevance against all the other people who had that same idea, who are within your 3-block radius. You know? Like, how do you become a relevant commodity, and also how do you outcompete the people out there to check out your stuff specifically, right? And so I think when it comes to niche hobbies like this, it's like, how do you become relevant, not just to be big in your own scene, but you also need to be outstanding. Like, you need to be outstanding amongst your peers, and even beyond that. Like, you need to be able to convince the layperson, the common person, to check out what you're doing. And that's very hard. Really hard. So I personally think mechanical keyboards have that challenge. Like, to hit mainstream is very difficult. So yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult question. It's a difficult problem. Like, brick and mortar stores are not everything. Brick and mortar stores open up all the time, but brick and mortar stores also close up all the time. Specifically because of that, they might have been relevant before they opened up. People on the internet might have talked about it a lot. But now, you open a brick and mortar store, how do you convince people to actually have relevant foot traffic at your door and to come in and buy your product physically, and to keep it up in such a way that you can, you know, continue your physical business, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. And this is why, like, all these shops don't, you know, online shops don't always will not always end up, you know, making it into the physical, like, scene. Brick and mortar, we need plastic and silicone. Blue Crayon, what's up? How's Turkey? Turkey was great. We loved it. The weather was great for us, so it was a fantastic time. And we also just, yeah, you know, enjoyed food and culture and stuff. I think Turkey is, I would personally highly recommend visiting Turkey if you're a fan of looking at, like, old world history and stuff. I think Turkey is super interesting because it differs from, like, the rest of Europe, let's say, especially Western Europe, right? Where, like, if you go to, like, France or Italy or whatever, right, you see the world and the history of those countries in the context of, I would say, for a lot of, like, you know, art and culture and stuff, like, you see a lot of it in the context of, you know, its growth under, like, I would say, like, the Catholic Church and Christianity and stuff. And in countries like Turkey, where it originally, for example, like, was part of the Byzantine Empire, like the old Rome, and then it eventually became part of the Ottoman Empire after they, you know, invaded and conquered Constantinople, and you know, it became what is currently Istanbul, right? Like, it has had this mesh of religions and cultures, right? While also being, like, you know, I guess now if you look at them, it's like ethnically Turkish, right? It's super interesting country with, like, rich of this, like, cool mesh of I guess cultural contexts. And so it was super fun, like seeing architecture that had both Byzantine and, like, Ottoman aspects, and then, like, how, like, the cultural things have also changed, like norms and, like, food. So I highly recommend anybody who is interested in that kind of stuff to visit. It's a super fun place to visit. Did Kiwi miss y'all? I think so. When we came back, he was really, like, snuggly, and yeah, he was just very, like, really like being around us. So I would say so. Look at mainstream big name brands, Logitech, Corsair, Razer embracing modification of keyboards. That's true. They've kind of embraced a lot of that, yeah. And like that's been a good way to grow keyboards, but even then, I would say to really hit it off out there for us, like for our like enthusiast scene, it would be tough. If only we were Japan. Yo, nachos with barbecue. Hello, my friend. How are you, dude? Thank you for the 33. Do you get to keep this unit or have to ship it back? I actually don't know. I'm going to assume I would have to ship it back because I think it seems to me like it's the only prototype available for it. Outside of the one I think that maybe Elaine was displaying at the expo that they just went to. So I'm assuming I would have to ship it back. Loki's surprised it got sent to you since it's region locked. I mean, they're also sending one to Alex, I think. Right? I think I'm right. I guess overseas viewers could watch too. Well, look, Rayan, I think we talked about this, but it doesn't prevent anyone from figuring out how to order one. I mean, it's region locked in terms of where it ships to, but nothing really stops you from figuring that out. So even if you're an overseas viewer and you have friends and family who might be interested, and or yourself, it's honestly not that hard. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard to figure out a way to get it with the region lock restriction. It might be a little costly, but it's not like people do this all the time. People get stuff from elsewhere all the time with region restrictions. Homie, if I gotta pay for the international mailbox, I'm good. It's really not that bad though. Some of them are basically free. All you're paying for is the shipping fee. And like $5 for like the consolidation or like package holding. I'm okay, just got done with the uni semester today. Oh, nice. Congrats. I'll save on duties for sure. Nice. Good. Okay. I'm not a super big Gundam fan, so I'm passing this. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's everyone's different. I do know some people who are pretty big into the Gundam scene, so they were like, no brainer, gotta get that. And some people were like, I mean, people who are already into keyboards and are into Gundams. Like I know a friend who was like, oh, it's a 65. I don't really like the layout, so I'm not getting it. But if it were any other layout, like a TKL or a 60, I would probably get it. Code Geass, my goat. What stabs are those? These are Staebies. 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 They do look clean with the all black. They have several color versions, well, not versions, but variants. I guess versions, because I think some of them are different material slightly. PC and nylon, I think. Still trying to get my Unicorn Gundam commission made. How are you gonna do that? If I recall, there were no more commissions. That's why he's trying? Fair. Hello, streamer. Are you a Gundam fan? I'm a fan in the sense that I love the aesthetic. Like, they're super sick. But I'm not a real fan in the sense that I don't neither collect nor have like watched or really like delved deep into the canon material, so not a real fan in that regard. Otherwise, I find it super cool. I have like, you know, like units that I like, and will generally never really be averse to it. Yeah. I only know like the ones from like the Gundam Wing series. There's like there's like this one from Seed, like Strike Gundam, right? And there's like the RX-78, and then I know like the Epion, Death Scythe, and then there's like the regular mobile suits. And then there's like all the variants, and like with the extra weapons and stuff, like the meteor thing and all those. I love calling my wife a Zaku. Oh, Holly with the raid. Hello, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. What were you doing? What were you up to? Were you doing design stuff, or were you building something? Tall Geese is so cool. Heavy Arms, yeah, Heavy Arms and Sandrock, yeah, those ring a bell too. I don't like, I'm not very good with names, but yeah, those all do ring a bell. I like, I have friends who collect Gunpla, and so they'll like show me and tell me, but I often forget the names. But yeah, I do have some friends who are like super into it. I would say my brother was really into it much more than I was. He knew like a lot. I don't really know much. I heard your bro is a Gundam fan? Yeah, he is. My favorite Gundam is Optimus Prime. Same. Bumblebee. Do you watch G Gundam? Nay. Iralo. Bumblebee Tuna. PCB art is super pretty for this? Yeah, I agree. Oh, I already covered it, but I showed it at the beginning. Has like blue accents on the fish, and then the red stripes on the sides. That is a Temu Gundam. Ask your wife if she can use a Corrin layout. think she can, but she prefers like stuff with numero keys. There's Gundam tequila? I don't know. Is there? So like Lily is maybe is better. Well, so she currently dailies a QK Alice duo. If that gives you better context on that. Like her daily is a QK Alice duo at the moment. And she had some interest in the Altair. Or whichever the one with the bigger layout was, the one with the number keys. She was interested in that. We didn't get one, but yeah, currently he's dailying a QK Alice. FR4 plate? Yeah, FR4. Okay, and the stabs sound pretty good. Oh, they came off with the switch. It's a Mexican yellow Gundam with a trident and a sombrero. What the? Look up Tequila Gundam. Wait, for real? Is that like a nickname though? Oh. Cool. Wait, that's kind of neat. It's on the wiki. G13049NM Tequila Gundam, aka Spy Gundam in the English dub, is a mobile fighter that appears in the TV anime Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Oh. Cool. Neo Mexico, that's why it's NM. Oh, I see. Chico Rodriguez is the pilot. Oh, that's pretty cool. Neat. Agave Gundam. That's cool. When you're doing a client build and accidentally drop a switch keycap, do you also grip and pick them up with your toes? First of all, I rarely do that. And if I did, I'm not sure if they would have to know. But also, if it's a keycap, then it's usually my own keycaps. And if it's a switch, they'll never touch it. Don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. But the feed particles are still there? No. It's up to them to figure out what to do with it. Just kidding. But I mean, I know I usually never really pick up stuff like that, so it would be rare. That reminds me of that, what's that reel? You know, you guys know that guy from, is he Malaysian? I think he's Malay. Who, like, makes fun of the etiquette British guy. And he, like, talks about, like, it's like the, how to eat a banana. And it's like, the etiquette dude is like, you use a fork and knife essentially to eat a banana, and then the other guy is just like, no, normal people don't do it that way. And he like makes fun of the other guy. but I recall him. It was like picking up a tote or is it a towel or I forget. And he's like, yeah, just use your feet. You grip you grip it with your feet and then you just toss it up in the air. The one that is always asked how to rub one out under the table. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it goes, but I forget his username. I think it was like Area of Yong. Pretty funny his videos. Knife and fork banana is egregious. I mean, if you look at all the videos, you'll see that most of this stuff is pretty egregious, or at least just kind of very formal, I guess, if that's the right word for it. We used to be able to hang from tree branches by our feet. How we have devolved? Yeah, truly. I remember one etiquette guy that was always asked in the comments was the British etiquette. He refused to answer. Oh god. That's funny. Okay, this one's done. These switches are actually pretty nice. They're long pole. I think these came out like last year. I remember seeing them on Divinity. These are like long pole, but the factory lube is nice on these. The BSUNs. They're very like, it's high pitch, but it's a nice click like sound to it. It's a nice bottom out sound. It's not as like, it's not as crazy as some of the other switches I've heard. It's not muted, but it's like, it's almost like put together. I don't know how to describe that. Are they long pole? Yeah, these are long pole. These are Taichi switches. Okay. So okay, let's open this up. This is a pretty quick build because we are doing hot swap as well. Night, y'all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving you celebrate. Have a good Thanksgiving. Alright, so if you haven't seen a Kohaku, it is isolation gasket mount with poron strips. I think, yeah, poron. And the build is pretty easy. So after you're done, you just kind of plop the build in on here, making sure that the USB port goes through, making sure that the tabs line up nicely. And then I personally prefer to put on the screws beforehand onto the little screw holes here on the case so that it's easier to screw them on afterwards. But you know, if the gaskets weren't already pre-installed, you would just install them into their slots. And then just plop on the top case like that, and then carefully you just press down, tighten to finger tight just barely for the first rotations here, and then same with opposite corner. And that's it. And then I guess you can, you know, doubly make sure that they're tightened to the same amount, so you can untighten and retighten to the extent you want. I just prefer to tighten to basically just right about finger tight. Don't need to force it. And that's it. Alright, so now let's go back to the keycaps here. Let's put these on. Okay, let's start with the caps that for sure have to be on there. Oops. So, hot swap. Okay, so accents are always a delicate thing, so I'm not sure what the best way of doing this would be. So let's maybe do I don't have shift key stuff, so maybe I'll put the shift on. And then I think these can also go, the tab, and then maybe some parts of the alphas here. Plate mount versus case mount gaskets. I prefer to put gaskets on the case pretty much all the time. Better to put them on the case in my opinion, because if you are swapping builds, you do not have to reapply gaskets on your plates and such. So I personally prefer to put gaskets onto the case directly. Plus, it's not like that hard to do, so. Okay, so now need to start deciding on how to do accents on this if I want to. And you know, like novelties and stuff. What would be the best way, you guys? What do you think? For the white version, I feel like maybe like blue. Yeah, like blue here on the sides, and then maybe I can do some red as well. So red. Oh, like accent row, stripe. All the accents. We could do the all the accent version. So that would be put the accent row here if you want to go that way. I don't know. We can figure it out. And then, let's see. I feel like for the enter, not sure if I should go. Maybe I can maybe do like 1.5 U's here, like this. And then accents. Can we buy this in the USA? No, you will need, if you want to purchase it, you will need a shipping address located in the countries that it's restricted to, so no. Maybe yellow, like that. And then I think arrow keys can be blue, probably. Dumb restrictions? I mean, it's just inevitable with the licensing thing. So only so much you can do about it. Different countries have different companies working on the license, so yeah. Let's see here. Licensed people losing USA money, their loss? I mean, I feel like it's not that hard. If you really wanted it, it's frankly not that hard to get it. I will say, as someone who has gotten stuff from other countries without an issue, when it's restricted to that country for shipping and such, it's generally not difficult. Like, it is a hassle, but it's not difficult, like to use a proxy service, for example, or other means. There's like, you can ask a friend, you can use a proxy, you can figure it out, but it's genuinely not that hard. It's really not that hard. Where's the resin? I only have one resin that would work with this, which is actually pretty good. This one. We can put it on the escape. And maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe we can do, if we're gonna do resin, we can do a little swap. So I think I'll do the enter, I'll take it out, and I'll put the yellow keys on the arrows because that's where I have yellow as well. Came off with the switches. Radids, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well too. It's great to see you. We can put the Gundam Seed logo here. And then we can put some yellow accents Doing good? It's been a while? Yeah, for real. There you go. Now we get the yellow and the blue in it. Red and blue in it. Something like that. Looks pretty good. The Gundamhaku looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think among the collab boards that I've seen, it's really sick. It's really cool. It's executed so nicely. This is my favorite. Do you like the white one more or the blue one more, Kupo? I genuinely, okay, I didn't have a choice, by the way. They sent me the white one because the white one was sent to me, and you know, but if you had to choose, do you have a preference? I think the blue. Oh yeah, I'm kind of, the white is growing on me, honestly. I would have chosen blue too because I just have a strong bias for blue, but the white is really good too. Especially like just considering the theme, I think it's like quite perfect. Yeah, I think the more I see the white, the more I like the more it's growing on me. But it's true that it just kind of, I don't know. The blue is a very nice blue too, though. So look at that. Are they both coated? No, the blue is anodized and the white is coated. It's powder coated, but I will say that the powder coat on this is like stellar. It's really nice. It's very fine powder coat. It really feels as close as anodizing as I've ever felt it. Like I don't think I felt powder coat this nice before. It's really nice powder coat. Not a tinge of like roughness and such, so it's very nice. All right, let's try this out though. Oops. Okay, big screen. Let's make this smaller. Okay, let me now. Sorry, I was muted. When I first got into keyboards, a Nova Touch lamp was one of my dailies. I got a Nova Touch and HKB right after I got into the hobby, and I use a Nova Touch quite a lot. Alright, let's do this, shall we? Alright, so now we have the Gundamhaku. This is built with these BSUN Taichi switches. Long pole linears from BSUN. Very nicely factory lube. Actually very nice in terms of how they feel. And we have them on a FR4 full plate. Let's try this out. Any HKB 30th anniversary leaks? Not that I know of any myself. I'm sorry. I actually don't think I know anything about that. Alright. Let's try it out. there it is. This sounds like a Kohaku for sure. Yeah, it does. It does, and it sounds very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so I'll go through the mods here. Here are the mods. Alphas. Thoughts on the Taichi linears? Pretty nice actually. I think you know, I've heard like a bunch of the HMX stuff out there too, and you know, there's like BCPs. There's also BCPs from BSUN, right? But like, I think BCPs are maybe even slightly more muted than these. These have a pretty like loud and high-pitched sort of clack to them, but they feel pretty like, I don't know how to say it, like well enclosed in the switch. Like it's like tight. It's like a nice and tight switch. So like the high-pitched clack is not. It's not like irritating. It's a pretty nice. It's a nice sound to the high-pitched clack that it has. So it's nice. Has good volume. It's pretty high-pitched, but it does sound pretty nice. Like if that's what your preference is in terms of for the Switch, if you want something that's high-pitched and loud, right? It does sound pretty good. So I personally really like these Taichi linears in terms of long poles, as far as long poles go anyway. Like I've tried a good number, and these are pretty good. Yeah, BSUN did BCP. Yeah. I've tried the BSUN Raws as well. I remember those. Those were pretty good too. Yeah. So I really like the BSUN long pole stuff, genuinely. So it's a nice sound to them. They kind of feel like they have some factory lube, but they definitely have some more, like, it's not like an ultra smooth feel. Like it's pretty smooth, but it's not like super buttery smooth. So they do feel like they have a little bit of texture to them. So, does the Kohaku use 67 switches? I don't know. Let's see. Quick way to count is an HHKB has 60. So if you want to do an HHKB, it's basically this without this part, or actually without this part right here. So that's 60. So 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. Yeah, so 67. Are these stock? Yes, these are stock. Yeah, these are stock. I built my Polaris with BCP, so I was like, wow, this sucks. 3mm, that's really short. I would say like long poles I prefer if they're like between 3.5 and 3.8 or whatever. Even like the 3, 4 ones, like under 3.5, they feel so short. Yeah, like 3.6 is pretty good. 3.5 is okay, tolerable. 3.7 is like a nice, it's like good place to be for long poles. But I mean, I generally do prefer my full travel switches, but if I have to use long poles, I would rather not use under 3.5. Yeah. But yeah. if you want to look at the board from the side here, here's how it looks. If you want to see it with another novelty over here, you can try like this one without the resin. I wanted to see that without the resin. So that you can actually see it with the double shot caps. Then it looks like this. Can you use aftermarket styles for Nova Touch? I don't think so, right? Can you? Actually, I don't know. Maybe? Maybe you can. So there's how it looks. You can get aftermarket Nova Touch cases. That's true. All right. So there's our board. We can there is our Gundamhaku all built up. Pretty nice. The little shield. And the bottom. 25, big year of IP collabs. Miku and now Gundam. Yeah, that's true actually. If you consider IP collabs, honestly, a huge year for them to be released. Maybe I should have gone with red for this, huh? Because of the other side. Maybe red. Like this. But who will be the chosen one to get Studio Ghibli? Huh. I do wonder how a Studio Ghibli collab would go. That would be interesting. These switches are honestly really nice. These are good. These are nice switches. I think what makes up for the bottom out here that's kind of short on the Taichis is that they have a pretty light spring. If these had a heavier spring, I would probably not like them. I think long poles and lighter springs go much better with each other. I actually don't think I like long poles that have heavier springs. I think that's one thing I found out with some time of trying like some long poles and stuff, is that long poles with heavier springs don't mesh that well for me. I don't really like how they return more heavily. I don't really love how they feel when you have to press harder and bottom out on them. Long poles and heavier springs, I personally think is not. I prefer. I would probably go lower on the weight with long poles. Thought there was a Studio Ghibli board, the gray rat from Shinjin Wang and Cafage. In stock. Oh yeah. Unlicensed. The missus tried the spider for an entire workday and found out she really likes the Konsu switches, so I guess I'm buying another set. Oh nice. Nice. The Konsus are nice. I really like those actually. On the spider, I think they sounded so good. I think that was a choice that I actually didn't expect to like, but I really liked it. They really were like kale creams, but I guess better. in terms of character. I really like those. Can you flip the board? He has to send it back. Yeah, here's the board flipped over. If you don't want to see the reflection of that, here I can show it to you this way. Very, very nice. Yeah. It's so nice. I love this. I actually really like this white. I mean, I don't know how I can emphasize this. Like the what's the board that I have? I mean, I have other boards, right? Like I have the one I just built recently, the QK. Ow. This one's anodized, right? And the QK anodizing is actually pretty good. They're very smooth, but like I just want to compare. Like the quality of this powder coat is super good. Oh, is it too dark? Hold on. Let me get the brightness up here. But yeah, this powder coat is very, very nice and smooth. This texture is, it is rougher. Like you touch the anodized gray here, and you touch the powder coat, you definitely notice that the anodized is smoother feeling than this one, this powder coat. Obviously, this has a little bit like a grit to it, but in terms of like at first glance, you touch this powder coat board, and you can tell it's very smooth. It's not the same as like an anodized surface here, like very obviously different. But even visually speaking, like you don't see like lots of bumpiness. It's quite nice. What focal length is your zoom? This zoom is 18 to 105, I think. Right? I think this is 18 to 105 E mount. Nothing wrong with a little grit. Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to address what people tend to usually say, like, I don't like E-coat, I don't like powder coat because it feels gritty, or like the finishes feels uneven and such. But this white on this one is like pretty damn good. 18 to 400, I wish. Also, 400 is getting in the territory of like sports or what is that, like birding or something. It's very pretty. $400 for keyboards? I wish. Then I can just take the photo all the way from the couch and just get that, you know. That'd be nice. Easy. With the 2x extender, yeah. Yeah, right on. Why stand up to take my keyboard pictures when I can just sit down somewhere and just be like... Resin picks have never been better. Yeah, for real. I have this like tiny ass macro that I use, and it's pretty bothersome to get so close because I lose so much light on it. This 30mm macro E mount, it's not great. I mean, it's good. It's good for what I use it for, but it's not like it won't compare to like the full frame 100mm macros that people use out there. I've seen a bunch of people in the community use like the 100mm macros on their like Canons and Sonys and whatever, and they're super nice. But yeah, this does the job. I don't need to use tubes for this, which is nice. Some resin picks are so insane. Yeah. I have 7 artisans with manual focus. I mean, I always manual focus if it's macro. I almost never autofocus on if it's macro, ideally. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much the build, right? Do we have anything else to address? Can you show the backplate again? Yeah, sure. I can do that. Super clean. Can you rebuild it with MX Blacks? I guess I technically could. Yeah, the line work on this is really nice. Like on the engraving. It's so detailed. It has every little detail on it. It's so good. I guess I haven't shown this part for a bit. Strike. And then on the back, on the opposite corner, you have the other badge. I misspelled. Nice. Good job. Good job. Let's go longer stream. mean, you know, if you really wanted, I could just put on some tactiles. I have some MX Browns here. MX Browns. You guys, I mean, if you wanted to hear a Kohaku with MX Blacks, there's so many typing tests out there with them. You can definitely find a bunch. Browns on CF, that would be nice, but I only have the FR4 plate, so can only do so much. What do you mean so many typing tests? Aren't there so many Kohakus built with MX Blacks? There's tons. There are only few Diego typing tests. I actually think I've built Kohaku with MX Blacks and MX Browns before. I'm pretty sure I built the first prototype. Oh wait, second prototype with MX Browns, and I built the I think it was a client unit with MX Blacks at some point. You know, I never hear MX Clears in the Kohaku. That's true. That is true. I have not heard Clears in a hot minute. Specifically, like in a Kohaku, I don't think I've heard it myself. I actually don't have Clears ready to go right now. I had some purples, but I think I need to desolder them. So, yeah. Clears just sound like clears? What does that mean? What is that? Is that clear? Is that MX Clear slander that I hear? That I'm reading here? Because that's crazy. Crazy. This is a tactile friendly house. Yeah, I love me some tactiles. I have to say I don't really do like heavy tactile stuff for MX. Like, I mean, I've done it for Topre, but not so much for MX. But yeah. Admittedly, I think on MX linears probably shine, but tactiles are good too. I don't love like the heavy long pole type tactiles, but yeah, they're there. Hey Lightning, don't you feel there has been a lack of new keyboards that excite us? So is this a keyboard that doesn't excite you? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, jokes aside, I would disagree. Like, I feel like there have been boards that are exciting. Like, it kind of depends on what you're focusing on. Like, what means for it to be exciting? Does it have to be quote unquote innovative? Innovative. I think that's the right way to say it, right? I always say the words wrong. with the wrong accent, or not accent, emphasis on which syllable. There's exciting keyboards. I don't really know if I have been collecting since the 910 CE. I mean, me too. I was telling people that one of my biggest ouchie failures in the past was being a fraction of a second off on 910 CE. I remember losing that first come first serve. It was terrible. It felt terrible. And it was so shitty to lose that. I was like, I really want that, and I lost. And I remember someone who was literally a fraction of a second, before me was like, ha, I got it. And I was like, "Grr." But, this was back in the day. I don't really feel that much salt for things like that anymore, but yeah. If you like 910, check out the MIA TGR with DDS quality. I'm sure it's pretty good. Alright, I can try MX Browns on this if you want. Matrix are exciting, but the sounds are, yeah. I mean, I like the Matrix boards that I have. I have a 1.2 OG and 2.0 ADD, and they're quite great. Oh, hi. I still want a 2.2 one day. I do not want a 2.2 one day. I'm sorry. I don't want a 2.2 one day. I to this day I still don't love the 2.0 OG. I don't really like the way the weights look. Personally, it's just not my thing. Also, integrated cable. I mean, like, as much as I think like OTDs might be cool, integrated cable is honestly the most annoying thing. I know you can make them not integrated technically, but yeah, no. It's like, if I can afford not to, I would rather not. How does this compare to matrix coding? Oh, that's a good damn question. Matrix coding feels... I feel like the type of texture is a little different, but the smoothness is rather similar. I think matrix coding has a bit, like, even to, like, when you look at the coding itself, matrix coding almost feels like it has a visual texture to it. But because this one is purely white, UN, the color on this coating of the on the Kohaku right now here, or Gundamhaku right now here, is very uniform looking, like, to the eye. Even if I try to kind of probe it closely, it feels it like looks very visually uniform. Whereas if I'm looking at a matrix coating, even for their solid colored stuff, I can see some more visual texture to them, even within that same color. Does that make sense? Like, it has a different texture. You're entitled to have your own opinion, even if your own opinion is wrong. Is that my opinion that's wrong, or your opinion that's wrong? Just kidding. Yeah, no, but I personally don't really love the 2.0 OG as much. And integrated cables, I think, are also not so great. Why, man? C wind keyless? Yeah, no, Chinese wind keyless, not for me. My brother. I've built 2.2s before, and I think they're okay, but the layout's not for me. I'm sorry. Oh, meant to reply to the C-Win keyless heathen. Fair. Your pillow is too warm tonight. You guys are so funny. What is your day job? I'm an engineer. I have a background in physics and electrical engineering. I have the beloved Kohaku pink powder coat. Matrix is still a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, it's gonna be subjective at the end of the day. It's like, I feel like, I mean, just as any coat goes, like, I think resistance, durability, right, is important. And then, at least for keyboard enthusiasts' troubles, it will be like evenness and feel and like visually. And then, you know, but I think this one's still pretty good. I don't know how it compares to the beloved versions, but there's only so much I can tell you. Powder coat after 2 years in the humid climate will be meh. Oh, is that real? Is that a real thing? I actually don't know anything about powder coat and aging powder coat, rather. Has that been shown to be a problem in humid climate, like, you know, like in Southeast Asia or like more tropical countries? Is that proven to be like a problem? Have people talked about this? I've never heard this before. This is my first time hearing about powder coat in humid climates. Does it actually weaken or something over time compared to anodizing? I feel like anodizing has its own issues too, though. Anodizing also has problems, like, or not problems, but like, you know, drawbacks. All my old Matrix boards are quite meh now. Oh, interesting. Like the finish is different. It feels different to you. That's I find that very interesting, I have to say. Never heard of this before. Gundam Pog, hello, Mr. Ninewalker. Ninewalker, are you still vacationing or are you done vacationing? Win keyless 65 or C win keyless, pick one. Win keyless 65. Okay. Can you describe Win keyless 65? Is Win keyless 65 the 1U blocker on the left? Like was the Mary C. 65 like that, I think? And I think the Q also had that? Right? Or is it Win keyless 65, is it like the Bauer blocker, like 0.75U blockers on both sides? Got home last night? Oh, jet lag. Yeah. That's rough, Ninewalker. I wish you well. So we arrived from Turkey on basically Monday morning, because it was like Sunday night, like at like 2 a.m. So it was basically like Monday morning. And yeah, jet lag has hit us both differently. I would say I stayed awake on my plane for as long as I could, so I have adjusted to jet lag a little bit better, but it's still like I still wake up in the middle of the night or like get up too early and things like that. Like don't get like the full hours of sleep. But in general, like I haven't felt as sleepy during the day. Oh, I took this week off. Oh, I'm so jealous. I have 0 vacation days now. I've spent all my last time I spent all my vacation days to a negative balance when I went to Japan and Korea. And this time I spent all my vacation days and have 0. So I do not have more vacation days. So that's nice for you. I only have a half day left. They don't roll. Wait, no rollover? Oh, damn. That sucks. I bought the blue one, but seeing this, I feel like the white is dope. Oh, the white, this is great. I also thought the same. I thought I liked the blue one more, but the white one has really grown on me. It's a very nice color. With the theme, I think it goes really nicely. Let's see, what have I live in Singapore and Vietnam. What are your plans for Thanksgiving? We're just chilling. We have a Friendsgiving over the weekend. But other than that, we're just chilling. We don't have like commitments to like Thanksgiving stuff. Because, you know, like in my case, like I didn't grow up in the States, so my family doesn't really like celebrate Thanksgiving to have like a full gathering and like the whole like cooking and like all that stuff, like a turkey and all that kind of stuff. And then neither does my partner celebrate Thanksgiving in like the American traditional way, so we don't have obligations for Thanksgiving like that. So we're just chilling. You know, I've yet to try browns on FR4 in any board. I might have tried it once before. Just don't remember when exactly. Years back, probably. So I guess I'll be refreshing my memory of it today. All right. Whoop. All right, let's try this out, shall we? Oh, nice. It's kind of low on this. All right, let's try this out, shall we? All right, now we got oh, there's ads. I'll wait for y'all. There are ads, so I will wait. Okay, I'm waiting for people to come back from ads. Meanwhile, let me just double check DMs. Ads done? Oh, great. All right, awesome. People are back. Alright, so this time I rebuilt this with MX Browns on FR4. So this is lubed and filmed MX Browns on FR4 plate. And, you know, same, the key set. And, hey. So let's try this out. Alright. Alright, here we go. Do you get this to SINGAKBD directly? Yes, this is a review unit, so to speak, showcase unit. Alright, here you go. Pretty nice, actually. The FR4 is a bit more muted, like if you compare it to like aluminum and such. It's a, I mean, certainly compared to like plastic plates, it's a bit more muted sound, but it still has the character of the MX Browns, which is nice. So pretty cool. FR4 and MX Browns, honestly not bad on gasket mount. There's a Gundam key set? Yeah, it's part of the run. Oh, hi. Sorry. There's a Gundam key set? Yes. So this is part of the group buy. So you can purchase just the key set as well. And you can purchase the board, obviously. And so, yeah. Let me go through the mods on this. So I'll just go through the mods, MX Browns. Pretty nice, honestly. It's like a slightly muted version of like using this like on alu and such. Like it's just definitely like more of a dampened sort of sound, which is kind of interesting with MX Browns. So it's actually pretty nice though. It's still like sounds and feels pretty nice. Like in terms of feel, this FR4 plate does still feel kind of close to what aluminum feels like. Pretty like sturdy, I guess. Sounds pretty good, honestly. Yeah. Pretty good, pretty good. What are your top 3 favorite switches? Very easy for me to answer. Taupe Red, MX Blacks, MX Browns, done. top 3 favorite switches right there, done. In terms of like readily accessible. And then if I were to pick other things that are maybe like they're not technically less common actually, but things that are like different: SKCM Orange Alps, SKCM Blue Alps, and Buckling Spring. Actually, Beam Spring is nice, but the problem with Beam Spring is that the modules are huge and they're also expensive, so I tend to not count them in. Buckling Spring is very pingy and has a lot of character, but I personally think it's like a good kind of character, so I like them a lot. But yeah, thoughts on Gateron Inc? Oh, Gateron Inks are great. I think Gat Inks, like OP Blacks, like switches like that still have their place amongst full travel switch lovers, like myself and many others. Personally, still like to consider, you know, like Gat Milky Yellows, Gat X, Gateron Inc, and similar switches in the lineup of full travel switches to consider for builds. So I recommend Gateron Inks. They have a very unique sound that's very particular to them. People have recommended like Gat Oil Kings too, right? But inks definitely still have like a very unique character to them that I think are pretty good in certain builds. So yeah. Hello. Oh, Mr. Kevin. Hello. How's it going? Good to see you. We just did typing on. We did earlier on the Taichi switches, and now we just did it with Kalchuk, MX Brown. Showing off the keyboard, but I can show it all plugged in first if you guys want to see. So that's what the board looks like, all built. Very nice. Okay, so I can show you guys now what the board looks like. Up kind of like from this angle. And then we can go to the overhead. Close this. And once again, oh, it's a little bright, isn't it? Show you guys from this view here what the board looks like. Strike one side, and then the shield accent on the top left corner here, and then again the bottom of the keyboard. Beautiful. I really like this MX Brown and FR4 combo. I'm surprised. It's not a combo I would consider, but now that I've tried an FR4 plate and this combo, it's actually pretty nice. It's like a more muted version of a regular build with aluminum. It sounds really good. It's like a more controlled sound. It's really nice. Really like it. Not a combination I would have initially entertained, but I think in the future I might if I have an FR4 choice. Yeah, less harsh is right. Yeah. But I guess we're pretty much done with the build. Showcase it with a few options. I can show you guys once again the components here. So I have some of the extra keys over here from the key set, right? So you can see some of the extra stuff, novelties and accents. And then the packaging. over here for the keycap set banderole, and the keyboard bag. It's pretty nice looking. So if you're considering buying this through the raffle that's currently happening, if you do exclamation build, you can see the jot form link, but it's also been linked on KLC and on SINGAKBD servers. This is basically what you'll find. And again, you know, you have like a little sort of like postcard with information about the screws, little authenticity card that has the logo and authenticity information. And then the keyboard case is pretty nice. It has 2 straps to secure the case, and I find this to be a nice touch. One thing I don't like about these keyboard cases is that the straps stick back together, so this has this nice detail of being able to stick it up here to the flap to prevent it from coming back. So that way you can just easily put that on. So that part is nice. But it's a very pretty looking bag too. Nice color on this. Okay, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, let me know. Oh, Mr. Kevin, are you here? Do you want to... Have you read my DMs? I'm not sure if he's here. Maybe he left. I know that Twitch and Korea are not friends, so maybe he was VPNing or something. But maybe there will be a nice surprise for that. Okay. Yes, I'm here. Oh, read DMs, please. Discord DM. Discord DMs. Oh wait. Alright. 지금? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Who pinged me? Who pinged you? I don't know. Did someone ping you, Drua? Alright, friends. I think we can wrap it up here. So once again, the focus Gundamhaku. It was a very fun build. I personally hope that the raffle goes well. Tonight, I believe selection is going to be there. You guys still have 24 more hours to enter if you are interested in entering, and obviously if you're eligible to enter. You can find the link in the current build command, !build, and you can also find the link through the SINGAKBD as well as the KLC social media and Discord servers, so you can always check all the details through their announcement sections. But other than that, here we have it. The Gundamhaku, a Kohaku design collaboration with an official license through Sotsu Sunrise and Bandai, and you know, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed themed. So, alright, let's see who might currently be streaming. Not sure. Okay, I don't think I see any keyboard folks at the moment, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, guess we can raid our good old friends, the Ducks, Dash Ducks. Let us wrap it up. Thanks for the stream. No worries, no worries, no worries. And yes, good night, my friends. I will see you guys later. But as always, the VODs will be posted on my YouTube channel the next day, so tomorrow. And yeah, I'll post more media on the board pretty soon. But once again, thank you, and let's go raid Dash Ducks. Have a good Friendsgiving tomorrow. It's this weekend, but same thing, same thing. Thank you though. All right, folks. Let's see. Okay, well, I'll see you guys maybe this weekend, or if not, early next week. I think the next build that's coming up is the, let's see, it's going to be the Nama from Outre Studio. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates here in the US, or otherwise if you're celebrating from abroad. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and as always, I'm super thankful for everyone's support and love. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend and enjoy. Bye bye, and good luck on the raffle.